everyone, I'm Cynthia Conte, and you guys know me from Ring TV, but I'm also coming here from WBC. I am their official influencer for 2019. Welcome, guys. All right, let's get this right. Luiz, Faye.
Yeah.
Mr. Scott Welch.
Yes.
And Mr. Chris Middleton. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yesterday, you guys are here for the 57th annual WBC convention, and you showed us, you put us all in tears yesterday. And, you know, I was just gonna ask you about your legs. I saw you in the room, and I'm like, oh, what are they doing here? When you guys came out with your story of adaptive boxing, which is now possibly what's the name going to be? We don't know yet.
So wheelchair and adaptive boxing, so that
Okay.
it encompasses everybody.
Okay, now who came up with this idea?
Well, I first saw Chris in the ring in a show in England, and I was amazed when I saw him do the boxing stuff, and I then pulled him up. Yeah, then I pulled him afterwards and said, "Wow, this is amazing." And he said, "Yeah, you know, this is what we do. This is what I want to do." I said, "Okay, I want you on a show in Brighton," and I brought him down to my town in Brighton and put him on a show there. Again, they blew me away, blew the room away, and afterwards I just thought they went too hard, and they kind of like both said they had a headache, both said that, you know, he nearly knocked him out, and I said, whoa, you know, I think you've got something very, very unique here and fantastic, but we must never see you knock each other out, because I believe that that's not what we want to see and what anybody wants to see. But what you've just shown us is amazing. So we need to find a way to do this where we can help the masses, and because this is amazing. And
okay. Well,
that's what we want to see.
Can I ask you? How long have you ever boxed with? I don't know. I just don't. You know. You tell me your story.
Okay,
because when you said I saw him, I'm in a wheelchair, or when you had can you please tell us your story?
Yeah. So I was in the British Army, and I was involved in an improvised explosive device over in Afghanistan. So that obviously caused me to lose both my legs. So then I was like, I've always been a sporty person. I used to box like when I was standing up in the military before that. So and then to get the opportunity to do it in a chair, which I didn't know nothing about at the time, and I just thought.
Who brought that to you?
It was a mutual friend on Facebook that I seen, so we kind of messaged him on Facebook and was just like, "What's this about? Get me in a chair," sort of thing. I want to try this, see what it's about. Once I got in, I was just like, "Yeah, this is it." And then, obviously, like Scott was saying, in Brighton, me and the guy who I was fighting with, we took it too far. So now we're bringing in like the safer program of it. So it's more catching shots than throwing shots, and it's more the defending and that, which is what I like, because I like to be a little slick and a little bit cocky.
It's called a safer boxing program. So they're just catching and blocking, keeping everything away from the head, and instead of maybe 40-50% getting through, you're going to get probably less than 10%. You know?
It's funny because yesterday when you showed us the demonstration, we didn't know what to expect. I mean, I remember you. I was like, "Ooh, she's kicking his butt right now." Like, you were throwing so much, but it was quick pace. And so just watching, I mean, it's almost like you guys were just hitting mitts. Like when they hit the mitts, it's almost like a routine. But you guys were really hitting each other, and you're also using the wheels. And did that for you first, since you started first? How much time for you to get used to doing that? Because it's one, you don't have your legs, so you have to get used to that, and then also you're in a wheelchair, and then also you have to use these, and then your brain.
So there is a lot going on. But previously to the boxing, I've done other wheelchair sports anyway. So I had the wheelchair skills nailed down, like even before I even started lacing up gloves. So I was doing basketball, rugby, racing, tennis, all sorts. So then obviously the difference of standing up boxing and wheelchair boxing is dropping your guard. Don't do that. Like, unless you want to get knocked out, you're not dropping your guard. But then you've got to be slick with your head moving and chipping these shots. So it's hard the second to move the chair in the gloves.
Yeah.
That's the difficult part, knowing how to grip the wheels, how to grip the rims. Once you get that, and you start hitting the pads and you're getting on the pads, it's good. It starts flowing.
Oh, and then your story. How did you get into this?
Kind of by chance, really. I joined a new gym. I was with my personal trainer, and I happened to see a boxing bag and a big bucket of boxing gloves by the side, and I just said, "Oh, I'd love to have done boxing before I have a failed surgery."
Oh, I was going to ask because I saw you had the most beautiful crutches. They're pink glitterati. That is
diamante encrusted.
They're
pink
so
crutches.
beautiful. But how long have you had that issue?
So coming up to about 2.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so really quite recent. So I'd seen the gloves, seen the bag, mentioned it to my PT and said, "Oh, I wish I'd have had a chance to do this standing." And he was like, "Why don't we give it a go sitting down?" So that started. Neither of us had any boxing experience, so I started looking on Facebook, and I found Chris and a few of the other group that was already sort of established. And from that, I looked for a local boxing club in my area. I found an amazing coach, Danny Bohr. I went to have a 10-minute look round at the gym, and within 10 minutes, 2 wheelchairs were out of the car. Everybody in the club was having a go. They were doing wheelies. They wanted to give it a try, and they just welcomed me with open arms. And the rest is history. Now we're here.
Your stories are very inspiring. I mean, just even watching both of you, you're part of WBC.
Yeah.
Did you ever think in a million years you would be working in the sport in this capacity?
No. I mean, so I started off with the cares, and we've been doing great work with the ex-fighters and the kids. So we run a few programs. We're dealing with a knife crime in England at the moment, which has gone through the roof. And it was only the fact that I saw Chris, and I just said to Chris, "What's the dream?" He said, "Well, I want to go to the Paralympics. I want to be in the Invictus Games doing boxing." So I said, "Well, I may know some people that
Just a couple.
and let's see what we can do." And we've been trying to get it together, and obviously, I think first of all, people believe that. Wow! So we got a bit of bad. We had one day where we done a bit of social media launch, and we got a few bad comments saying, "Oh, you want to knock out disabled people now?" But we they don't know what we were doing. That's never been the intention. Always to look after these guys and girls first, and let them tell us what they want to do and how hard they want to go. And they all love what they're doing, and they do want to go a little bit hard, but they don't want the big shots, they don't want the damage, they don't want the cuts, they don't want the broken noses.
I don't think anyone does.
So the fact is, they're telling us what they want to do, and they're showing us, and this is them having fun. And if they can, we've had to go ahead to go on some big shows in the UK. And when we're ready, we're going to showcase, and we will entertain the crowd. These guys will entertain the crowd and blow people's minds.
Is it 10 rounds, 3-minute rounds?
No.
What is it?
For the start, we're at the very beginning, so it's going to be kind of three rounds.
2-minute rounds.
Okay.
Either 2 minutes or 1.5 minutes.
Okay.
Again, there's different categories, there's all kind of like, so in our group we have paraplegics, we have
do you want to do this for fun, or do you want to actually compete, like for belts?
I want to compete, but I want to compete in a fun way, if that makes sense. I'm doing it for fun,
Yes.
but once we get established and we've got teams from all over different countries, we've got ladder systems going, and then we can get some sort of competitiveness going. But I want a green belt. I want a WBC belt like that, and that's it.
Did you hear that, Mauricio? He wants a green belt. He wants that coveted WBC belt.
I'll earn it.
It is possible. It is, watching you two,
possible, yeah.
it is possible. Anything is possible, and you're making people's dreams come true. You guys are an inspiration to people out there that are in the same situation, or just think that they can't, or they're afraid.
These guys are they're going to get points for the way they move their chairs.
Yeah.
These guys can do incredible things in their chairs. So the fact is, we're still at the very beginning. So I believe we're going to have guys and girls coming down, showing off in their chairs. They coming, putting the shots together, using the skills, using the movements. I mean, these guys have got incredible movement, and they can read the shots. They're millimetre perfect where they're just pulling out of the way, and that's fantastic. And it's a sport that I believe is going to change things for the, you know,
it really
for the better. Change all the guys and girls in this sport. They're going to love it. So
I have the privilege of coaching some wheelchair athletes back at home already, and just seeing the difference physically and emotionally of what it's done for those people in the last few months.
It gives you purpose.
It gives absolutely. It gives you the
purpose.
drive and the impetus to keep going with it, and that in itself is just super rewarding.
How many clubs or teams are there in the world? If there are any, or you guys are literally the beginning.
The beginning.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's guys and girls in different countries, but literally only a handful.
Yeah. There is people training. But
Yeah, there is people training. There is people doing it. They've been doing it for a few years on and off, but no one's actually took it and said this is how you should do it. And what we're doing at the WBC, I believe that we're giving them the way to do it and the safer way to do it. And that's what they need to do. And then everyone can get involved.
Yeah.
I mean, we got hold of 10 chairs, and they're all different because everyone's kind of got different disabilities. So I believe they're all. I mean, these are predominantly the same chairs with the wheel at the back, aren't they?
The chairs or the wheels are our feet, so the chair has to be comfortable for us, and that chair has to be personal, if that makes sense.
No, I understand that.
Yeah, so similar to running blades, I guess. Each athlete will be fitted with running blades suitable to them that they're happy to, they're happy and workable for use, and that's the same with the chairs.
Since we have men and women, they compete, men and women separately. Do you guys compete against each other, or would it be separate?
We will be able to because of the safer
boxing. That is very groundbreaking.
Absolutely, and that's because of the safer boxing program. The fact that we've got that now and it's in place means that we can all come together, and so the disabled community is one, men and women together, and that's what we wanted moving forward.
That's what WBC stands for.
right.
That's exactly what it stands for, what you just
Absolutely.
said. What's the message that you want to tell, that you want them to know, people who are disabled, who are not disabled, or who are thinking this is crazy? Like, what's that one message you need your audience to know?
Come and see it and come and give it a try.
You can lace up some gloves and get in a chair.
Absolutely.
It'll change it, because it'll, not just for the actual sport itself, but it'll change people's mindset. So when people have got bad mental health issues or anything like that, once you get into a routine of going to the gym in the morning, you get up out of bed in the morning, you go to the gym, and then your day's your day. Instead of just sitting at home, not doing anything, feeling sorry for yourself, drinking or smoking, doing all the bad things. And if you can get that routine where you go to the gym, and then your day and your weeks and then your months start becoming years, and you actually start enjoying your life instead of sitting back and not.
It becomes a lifestyle, as opposed to a hobby or something. It's instilled in you.
Have you tried it?
I have,
Can you pop wheelies?
Again, I didn't believe that these guys kind of wanted me sitting in a chair, so I kept kneeling down and kind of sitting on the edge of a chair, and then they were like,
no, you gotta do it. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Then I started to sit in, but then I had Luiz trains a cerebral palsy, young guy, 13, 14 years old, and I said to him, is that okay if I sit with you? And he said, it makes me smile to see you in a chair with me. So since that day, that's now made me understand. We also go to the basketball and the different bits, and these guys all say, listen, we want you in the chair.
Yeah.
We want to see you in the chair, because that chair is just a bit of equipment. You look at it, if you go kayaking, they're telling me that you got to look at it like a kayak or something, so you enjoy getting in it and having fun with it. And that's another groundbreaking thing, because I never thought I'd sit in a wheelchair and teach boxing and play with boxing, and to me that's another whole thing. I really enjoyed it.
You can't teach until you actually experience it.
Exactly.
How much cardio, how much strength and conditioning, what do you do, since you're really just training up, because you can't run? I mean,
You can do,
like,
there's always
swim?
Yeah, I do a lot. I mean, I do a lot of scuba diving, a lot of swimming. Obviously, Luiz is a para swimmer, so that's our CV side. But just working out in the chair, just doing up and downs in the chairs, doing that for half an hour now, that gets your heart pumping, and it's work. It's definitely getting your blood going around and fire and stuff. So
hill sprints in the chair.
Yeah, go up and down hills.
Lots of pad work and bag work. So we create bungees with clips to keep the bag from moving too far away and from the wheels to go the opposite way, so that you can work a bag and you can get your Tabata rounds in and stuff like that.
Because I was just going to ask, because they always say, as a boxer, your power comes from your legs. So when you're trying to move your chair, where do you get your power from?
It's all in our upper body. So obviously
we rotation, twist. But again, it's not all about generating.
Are you wearing like a belt?
Yeah, you strap
it. We're harnessed.
Yeah.
We have, so that's all made to fit, similar to the chair. So Chris has got a harness that goes around his waist. I have braces to make sure that we're fitted perfect and we can get the movement that we
it's
need.
interesting the equipment they have. For example, I saw a punching bag on another chair in front of them. So they tie both chairs and they move both chairs and hit the bag in front of them at the same time. So it's a sport in the making in every sense of the word. In the equipment, they have to redesign and rethink the equipment in the gym. And so, it's a very interesting process that is happening now.
It is.
We're constantly experimenting with it and just coming up with innovative ways of getting the heart rate up.
The thing that I believe is amazing is when you put these guys in the ring and then they get out, everybody in the room who's seen them will come over to them and want to talk to them. So you're bringing disabled and able-bodied together, and that's what I believe that there's a big divide for so long, for so many years. Even I built a house 10 years ago. I didn't even give it a thought. I've got steps at the front. Now I'm thinking I need a slope in the front. These guys have got to come and see me, so it just changes your mind completely.
No, what you did yesterday, the champions, everyone was just in awe. I mean, we're putting it on our social media. We're like, was it adaptive boxing? Was it adaptive? Like, we didn't know. I just put adaptive because I didn't know. But I go, and people were DMing me, are like, that is amazing. Like, they couldn't believe it.
Thank you.
It was, and there's always moments like this in the conventions, whether it's the WBC Women's or the WBC World, and this was one moment that history is made right here. I mean, this is the forefront. You guys have created something incredibly special, and I'm so excited to see where you guys go with this.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you girls kick some more butt.
I think the rematch is on then.
As boxers, do you look up to anyone, or when you say do you do the shoulder roll like Floyd? I mean, do you have a style similar to somebody?
I get a bit cocky in the ring. I mean, I enjoy it and I have fun, so I just get in there and I'll throw my head in, I'll lean out, I get me, no you're not, get me, no you're not, you know what I mean? I just play around like that.
He's pulling faces and all sorts at me.
Just telling her to bring it, come on, And that's to me what the sport's about. You're not going in there like a barbaric maniac and trying to hurt somebody. You know what I mean? Like, we're going in there, we're both having fun, we're both coming through different ways of life, with different injuries and different stuff. To get in that ring together, that's what it is.
Well, last night he was a boxer and you were the puncher.
She was going. She was just attacking. Right? If you had a fighting style, who do you look up to, female or male?
Clarissa Shields.
Okay.
Absolutely. She was one of the first women that I looked to when I first started boxing, and I followed her, like I say, since doing so. And I had the pleasure of meeting her yesterday.
Did you meet her?
Oh my gosh!
That's
was
awesome.
Amazing. So she will continue to be very much a role model for me.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, I can't wait to see where you guys go with this. I'm excited that you guys shared your story here at the 57th Annual WBC Convention. Congratulations to you. I mean, keep grinding, keep pushing this story, because this is a story that needs to be told all around the world. You guys are gonna make me cry right now. Like, this is a very...
She's been on and on every day. What's in with this tears? It's like, damn.
All right. Giving it away.
Yeah.
I'm a tough girl.
And what's the one thing you learned so far in WBC convention? since it's your first time?
It is one massive family. Seriously, it's been overwhelming. Yeah,
so sick. It's so sick.
Honestly.
And how about you coming back? Just coming back to the family.
It's lovely. I mean, every year I've been coming 10 years now, and it's a big family. And it's a wonderful thing, and the WBC does incredible work. That's why I love being part of it, and I love being able to help in any shape or form. It's fantastic. So.
Yes. And Scott is very important for WBC because he's been supporting WBC Cares. But he is a person that not only is there he proposes things. You know, he's active. He does things. He just doesn't go visit here and there. He actually gets involved.
You care.
You care.
That's exactly right.
He does an 11-hour round trip to come and see me in my gym.
Oh my god! Wait, where do you guys?
Because we're different ends of the country.
Where?
So Scott's in Brighton, which is south, and I'm in Yorkshire, Barnsley. And it's a 5.5 hour each way trip. And Scott has done that a good few times now. So honestly, we're so grateful for what he's done.
Well, thank you for sharing your purpose for what you. This is a story, like I said, it needs to be told, and I'm so happy that you guys shared it with all of us yesterday because it's touching. It was so beautiful. All right, well, make sure you guys look out for them. If you haven't seen it, please check out our YouTube, the WBC, and check them out. Check her kicking his butt. I mean, you hear us in the crowd. Ooh. That's what we're.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah, some good rabbit punches in that. Not at all. But guys, again, so Luiz, Faye, Scott Welch, the former intercontinental champion, and Chris Middleton. We would just call
champion.
Oh, I'm sorry, future undisputed. That's what I'm going to say. And I guess believe WBC Wheelchair Boxing. I guess. All right. Okay, guys. I'm Cynthia Conti for WBC and Ring TV. See you guys at the fights. Bye, guys.